Have you ever replayed a conversation over and over in your head, wondering if you said the wrong thing? Maybe you sent a simple text, and instead of putting your phone away, you kept checking it every few minutes. Why haven't they replied yet? Did I sound weird? Did I say too much? Or perhaps you've spent hours trying to make a decision that should have taken only a few minutes. If any of this feels familiar, you're not alone. Millions of people overthink every single day. And the strange part is that most of them don't even realize they're doing it. Overthinking doesn't feel like a problem. It feels like you're being careful, responsible, prepared. But in reality, it quietly steals your peace, your confidence, and sometimes even your happiness. So why does this happen? Let's find out. Imagine you're walking through a forest. Every sound makes you stop. Every shadow looks dangerous. Every step feels risky. Your brain is constantly scanning for threats. Now imagine living like that, not in a forest, but inside your own mind. That's what overthinking feels like. Your brain treats uncertainty as if it's danger. Instead of allowing you to move forward, it tells you to analyze everything just one more time, just to be safe. Most people think overthinking is caused by intelligence, but psychology suggests something different. Overthinking is often connected to fear: fear of making mistakes, fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment, fear of losing control. For many people, these fears started years ago. Maybe they grew up in an environment where every mistake was criticized. Maybe they had to predict other people's moods to avoid conflict. Maybe they learned that being perfect was the only way to feel accepted. Over time, the brain adapts. It starts believing that if it can think long enough, it can prevent pain. The problem is, life doesn't work that way. No amount of thinking can eliminate uncertainty, yet the brain keeps trying. It's like refreshing the same web page again and again, hoping the answer will suddenly appear, but it never does. Overthinking usually follows the same cycle. Something happens: a message, a conversation, a decision. Your brain asks, what if something goes wrong? Then another question appears. And what if I'm missing something? Minutes become hours, hours become days. The problem grows bigger and bigger inside your imagination. Meanwhile, nothing has actually changed in reality. Here's something surprising. Research suggests that people who overthink often believe they're solving problems. In reality, many are simply repeating the same thoughts from different angles. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not getting anywhere. Think about someone who wants to apply for their dream job. Instead of sending the application, they rewrite it 20 times. Then they read it again. Then they compare themselves to other people. Eventually, they miss the deadline. The biggest obstacle wasn't failure, it was hesitation. Relationships suffer too. One short message becomes a mystery. They used a period instead of an emoji. Why did they leave me unread? Maybe they're angry. Within minutes, the imagination creates an entire story, a story that often has nothing to do with reality. Overthinkers also struggle to enjoy the present. Even during happy moments, part of their mind is preparing for something bad to happen. Instead of enjoying today, they're trying to control tomorrow. But here's the twist: your brain isn't trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you. The problem is that it's using an outdated survival strategy. What once helped you avoid emotional pain may now be creating it. The good news? Your brain can learn a new pattern. Instead of asking, what if everything goes wrong? Try asking, what evidence do I actually have? Instead of chasing perfect certainty, practice accepting small amounts of uncertainty. Because confidence doesn't come from having every answer. It comes from realizing you'll be okay even when you don't. Overthinking disappears one decision at a time. One message sent without rereading it 10 times. One opportunity accepted despite fear. One conversation where you stop trying to predict every outcome. Little by little, your brain learns something powerful. Not everything needs to be controlled. The people who seem calm aren't necessarily thinking less. They've simply stopped believing every thought that appears in their minds. And maybe that's the biggest difference of all. The goal isn't to stop thinking. The goal is to stop letting fear do all the thinking for you. Because your life isn't waiting on the other side of perfect certainty. It's waiting on the other side of action.